Hi, we're here with Peter Stonard from NXP Semiconductor. Peter is going to take us through a demonstration of some concepts illustrating the Internet of Things with some NXP semiconductors. Peter, what do we have here?
This is a very simple demonstration using existing technology. NXP makes sensors and other devices that are in the world today. We've put a few of them together to show how simple it is to do an Internet of Things demonstration. What we're going to do is measure the room temperature using a standard smartphone. It can be an iPhone or it can be an Android model. We've added some hardware to it. The hardware enables us to measure the temperature and convert it in a way that the phone can understand. The phone has an application running which sends that data to a cloud server. The cloud server happens to be in California, but it can be anywhere in the world as long as it is accessible by the internet. The second part of the demo is over here on the table. We have a mapping program using Google Maps, and we will overlay the data from the cell phone temperature sensor on the map in real time. So what happens is the application every 30 seconds measures the temperature. It uses an NXP temperature sensing chip, which is connected to an NXP microcontroller chip. That in turn sends the data through the telephone system, the SMS digital telephone network, to the cloud server, and the latest information is placed on the screen.
That interface to the phone is quite interesting. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about how you managed to do it? It kind of looks like a sophisticated modem.
Okay. It may be familiar to people who have used PayPal or Square credit card readers. These devices plug into the audio jack of the phone. The clever thing is they are such low power devices, they draw power from the audio circuit in the phone itself. One channel powers the card, the other channel communicates the data back and forwards.
That's interesting. Can you take us through how an interaction with this might happen for a typical user?
We're showing almost an automated system. I'm holding a phone. But in the future, the Internet of Things devices will be everywhere in our everyday life. Next time you need to buy an appliance or replace one you already have, you'll have the option to have an Internet of Things enabled device. These devices will use existing infrastructure such as the cellular telephone network and also the internet to communicate with each other. These will bring happiness to your life because they will take away a lot of the burden of mundane things such as security, creature comforts in your house, and anticipating what your needs are by having things ready when you get home from work.
That sounds like an interesting application, Peter. I can't wait for it to happen.
Oh, I think it's going to be a very exciting world. And these little data packets are so tiny, we could say that they fill in the white space in between the cell phone messages, so there's no burden on the system. The forecast for them is incredibly big. For every cell phone that exists today, there may be 10 to 100 future Internet of Things devices occupying the same space.
Peter, can you tell us a little bit more about what's on this demo board you cooked
Sure,
up?
no problem at all. We're going to start in the corner with a temperature sensor, which is a device that converts ambient room temperature to an electrical signal. It's a digital signal. It's carried to a microcontroller that operates the temperature sensor over something called the I2C interface bus, which has been around for a very long time. It was invented by Philips, it's now supported by NXP, and it's in just about everything in your life. Your cell phone, or desktop computer, laptop computer, and the server farms that your internet provider has as well. There's also a microcontroller on this board. The two work together, and there's some analog circuitry which converts the signals to a format that can be passed to the phone using the earphone jack circuitry that already exists in the phone. These are such low power devices. The entire board is powered by an audio signal that comes out of the phone. There are no batteries or other connections needed.
How close to a real device is that design that you've come up with for this?
It's here today. You probably have already seen it. Companies like PayPal and Square do on-the-spot credit card point-of-purchase transactions using little dongles very much like this that plug into the audio device.
So somebody could take a board like that, take your design, and essentially turn it into a product without a lot more technical work, correct?
Correct. A lot of what goes on in technology today, in my opinion, is integration of existing components. We're also, as a semiconductor company, making great improvements in the performance. Things like extending the battery life by reducing the power and extending the speed at which they operate.
Peter, that's quite an interesting development, and I'm sure we're going to see that as the Internet of our things take shape.
Very true. The Internet of Things is finally making its way to the public, and they're going to enjoy the benefits of it.
Thank you.